And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Satisfactory in Update 3. And, yeah, here we are. I've done some work in between episodes. We got coal up and running last episode. That is kind of a prerequisite. Getting that power is a prerequisite because, yeah, we're going to need a lot of power going forward. Because we want some steel, and we've already unlocked steel. So this is ready to rock and roll. We've even unlocked a couple really handy recipes for that, which use a little bit more power. But before we tackle some of that, I need to tackle one thing in the base here. Anybody who was watching a couple episodes ago when I set up this system here for the alternate bolted iron plate recipe, if you did the math, you would realize that I did kind of a whoopsie. This requires this requires one of those 240s. It requires 240 because the platers alone, I have 4 plates here. These alone take 120 iron per minute combined. So that's 60, and that's another 60. And then we have 5 screw makers back in here. And while these are not super high, they take 12.5, which is basically 62.5 combined consumption, because we have 5 of these, so 62.5 is what we need, which we cannot do because we are limited right now by Mark II belts, which can only do 120, and we are limited by our smelters because we only had 4 smelters. So what I did is I basically split these up. So this miner back in here goes and pushes into here, and this feeds 4 smelters. This miner now swings out and has 4 more smelters that it can feed. What we need to do is we need to overclock these to get 200% to get the full 120 out of it. Now it's gonna affect how much power these things are going to be. It's going to be a lot of power. I have already upgraded the belts to Mark IIs. I really wish that text wasn't white. But, yeah, now we need to figure out how are we going to feed all of this. So, these 5 are going to be on a separate system. Let's get a merger. Actually, no. Yeah, that's a splitter. That's right. I want it to come in from the back here instead. And then we can do a Mark II belt here and here. Because remember, these combined is like 62. So what we can do here, instead of reconnoitering all of this, what I can do, possibly, maybe, is take this, stretch you that way. Where is my input here? There's my input. They're not going to line up perfectly, but this is more or less a temporary setup. And then these 4 smelters can feed all of this. Okay, we're going to have about 60 extra. This is 57.5 or something extra ingots per minute over here, which is fine. That's fine and dandy. Over here, we have the next 4, and I've got the little output right there. Output over here would not have worked. It would have been all janky. So what I can do is I can output this there and into there. So what this will do is make the plates, and it will consume all the iron that these are making over here. Slowly, ever so slowly. Now, really, if you've really been paying attention, you'll note that we cannot feed the screws in here fast enough. This requires 250 screws a minute, and we can only move 120, and there's no way to speed this up. This is already a Mark II belt. We cannot speed that up at all. So it's going to be severely limited for a while, at least, to get these things up and running. The reason I wanted to get this thing up and running And I reshuffled all of this stuff here. This is basically operating. I mean, it's really not important. We need another one of these. We're gonna go over here with it. Is that that's not even lined up? I can do better than that. Why does that say that's lined? That's not lined up at all. That hitbox doesn't line up at all. That's weird. Oh, it's backwards. That's why. Haha. I'm glad I caught that. Okay. Like right in here somewhere. It doesn't really matter, because I need to get these modular frames automated. And they, you know, they take the reinforced plate, which we are now making. Well, it's not 15 a minute. It's more like half that. It's more like 7.5 a minute. So a little less than what we were making it at, 10 a minute, but still more than enough. The other thing this needs is 12 a minute of iron rods. And the other reason why I wanted to get all of this stuff up and running is I needed that extra iron that's going to come into this system here. I needed that for some iron rods. So this needs what? 12 iron rods a minute, correct? Yes. How many iron rods a minute can we make? I'm thinking it's 15. Iron. Oh, there's a steel rod, but no iron rod. 15. Yes, 15 per minute. So one of these is plenty to keep one of these going. Now, do we want 2 of these going? 2 of these would be 6 iron plate. Yeah, I think we probably want 2 of these. We're going to be using a lot of modular frames going forward. Yeah, versatile framework, that's going to use them. Like we're going to need a lot of these. So, for too long here, let's get a splitter. This is our reinforced iron plate supply here. And then let's line these up if we can. Here. And that one can be fine. The other thing we want is another one of these rod makers. Here. And he's hanging his toe over the edge. That's okay. That's okay. And we want a merger here. And you're going to be a conveyor belt. And you are going to be... Oh, no. See, you're too far. I knew I shouldn't have winged it. There we go. Nice and neat. So these two you need to go into there, but we're gonna raise it up a level. You are gonna be right there, and then we're gonna span this area, and you're gonna go right. Actually, what we could do, make this really clean. Does that line up? Why is that? Oh. Let's see. You're gonna go right. What is this connecting to? What? Oh, that's way back there. That's what that's connecting to. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so now conveyor belt here. In, we're gonna have this guy come in here and in there, and you are gonna go in there. You are gonna stick in there. Nice curve up. Let's get you, your iron rod, and you are iron rod. You and you. You need to be upgraded. I love that feature. Love, love, love it. And let's get another splitter on here for a little bit of extra. Nope. Sorry. I tried to eyeball it again. There we go. Oh, much better. Much better. Okay, so 15 a minute. This is going to use 30 a minute of ingots, and we have a little less than 30 to spare. So that's, I mean, that's good in my book. Now, granted, we're gonna need, you know, more screws per minute here. So I really need to upgrade this belt, and this belt with the next level of belt, so they can move enough to keep this running full blast. And then once it's 15 a minute. We have plenty to go around. We can do this and this to start it off, and then we want a splitter right about here, and that will split off extra. Okay, now these don't have any power at the moment, which is fine. Let's hook these up. Plenty of power to go around. All right, these are slowly loading in. Let's give it a boost, just to kickstart it a little bit. You can see it's a 60-second craft, but we get 2 of them. So, you know, it's a minute, so we get 2. That's 4 a minute. Now let's get a merger. See if we can line this one up. Yeah, let's set it off that way. And then get a storage container. All right. And now this will sit and process all the livelong day. And I have an ingot on me for some reason. Let me go dump that somewhere. You can go. Okay, now look at the production. What am I gonna need? I'm gonna need some stuff and things. I want to start getting steel up and running. At least start it this episode. You are not doing too bad. I'm gonna need to restock, because a lot of this is gonna be Mark II belts. What is? Oh, this is not a thing I want to mess with right now. So I did overclock the miners here. So they're using quite a lot of power. I mean, they're using 15 megawatts, and that's roughly how much the Mark II miner uses to make the same amount of material. So it's not too bad. All right, let's go up and just grab some of these. I like to round out my stacks. And then you can see I've got a little offshoot going back here, because we need some steel. So I did all this stuff, all this building back here off camera. So we got a nice big platform. I tried to get above most of the rocks. Obviously, you know, I missed a few. I didn't want to get too much higher than when our main base was at, but we have a limestone there, and I think there's another one around here somewhere. And we have iron up on top, a lot of iron. We have 1, 2, and there's a couple back there, and there's another limestone. Like there's quite a bit of stuff up here, and then the coal is down over here. Kind of had to build out to coal. I had to kill a bunch of little bugs and hotheads and stuff out here. But I'm always very careful about this area, because it's straight down, and there's no coming back from that. All right, now let's get a miner out. Really? These guys respawned already? Oh, perfect timing. Well, he's dodging and weaving. Dodge and weave. Dodge and weave. Okay. So, that is a pure node of coal. Pure coal. So this thing, by default, is going to max out a Mark II belt. And that's all we can do. Max out the Mark II belt, and that's pretty much it. Which is going to severely limit how much coal or how much steel we're going to be able to make to start. Okay, so let's go 1, 2. Oh, no, I want this to be on the top of the curve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to dial this back, and we're going to swing it this way. I could just go right up. I mean, there's nothing really stopping me from doing that, right? One, 2, 3, 4, roughly there. One, and I want one on the top. I thought I was done cutting down stuff, but apparently I missed a spot. I think there's like a summer sloop or something up there too. I can hear it. I can hear its shimmery sound effects. Okay. Yeah, there it is. You can see it way up there. Okay, let's grab a stackable here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be number 5. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of space, and that's where that's going to go. Now the iron is going to have to come up above that, and that's going to come from this direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give or take. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I want it to be stacked up like this, and then we can have it go above there, and it saves us a few resources. Try to get everything squared off here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we want this to line up with that. All right, now need to figure out what we want to do about this iron. Not enough space to pick up iron. Of course, I need just to drop some stuff in here, namely those. I need to grab this so I can actually place the miner down. I might be able to place it on top of the frames. I can try that really quick. I do like putting it on top of the frame. It makes for a nice clean looking setup. Yes, I can. Good. Alright, so there's another one out here. I think there are some more. Maybe they're over there? Yep, they're way over there. So This is an impure, right? Yeah. I'm thinking, let's take this away and build him sideways like this. I can come in right in here. This is also an impure. So that's a total of 60. Or if I overclock them, I could overclock that one and this one. Oh, I wanted to do this first, right? Get that there. I really don't want to overclock these. I really, really don't. Overclocking an impure is really not worth it. Oh, impure limestone, really? Okay, so those other two, I think, are up on that ridge up there. We're going to skim this limestone. We're probably eventually going to want this limestone. Let's see. Let's go up one level. See if that works. I think they're up here. Or there's one over there. Let's ping it again. Oh, they're over there. Okay. Well, that changes a little bit. They're just past this point, basically. I think these are two normals over here. So if we combine one normal with two impure, we have what amounts to 120 a minute. Last time I was over here, I had to kill a couple growlies, so I'm hoping they didn't respawn. Okay. Pretty sure this is a normal. So we're gonna grab this normal. And pretty much exactly where I wanted it. Right along here. Yeah, I should be able to put it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and now 1, 2. I'm gonna go right in the middle of that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's almost perfect. It's actually perfect. I don't know what happened to my frame rate. Just died all of a sudden. Well. Okay, so we're going to need Mark II belts. Swing that around that way. You know, it'd be easier to do this from over here. Okay, 3, Mark II. Nice line up. Because you can double click this and it just continues it on. Okay, so we need a merger right here. We need one over here. let's grab Mark IIs. I only need Mark 1s, but I have an issue with belt speed pushing into a merger and the result, the stuff you get out of it. Oh, this is not... Okay, so let's get you semi right in the middle. Okay, so now we want the top one up here. And here. And we want this curve into there. And, oh, come on, get, there it is. Make sure I don't plummet to my death here. Always handy not to do that. Okay, you can connect up to there. Okay. There's coal and iron. Both ready to rock and roll here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what I'm thinking, the iron's coming in right here, right? We are going to want to smelt that down into ingots because we have a better recipe for what we need it for. So I'm going to split the iron. Okay, the iron is on the top. Over this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. This is going to be coal. You know what? We're gonna keep that for a rainy day. Okay, so Mark II belt. So this is the coal here. This goes straight on. This is the iron. We need this to go this way. And then we need power up here. We need all sorts of stuff. Hopefully, quite a few of those frames have been built because we need them for the foundry. That's the whole reason I put that whole system together right away at the beginning of this episode was to get some made so I can make some foundries. I'm not going to need many foundries because we don't have the throughput right now that we really need, but eventually we're gonna be able to put roughly 6 on each stack. There we go. There's a full mount there. How are you guys doing? Well, you're just happily building. My smart plate have slowed down a bit. Looks like my plate's back up because I'm not able to push enough screws fast enough in there. I should have had some modular frames sitting around here before. Yep, there's some. So I have 90. How many do I need here? 10 apiece. So I have enough for 9. That should be plenty. And then basically I want to get steel made so I can start unlocking advanced steel. Unlocks the encased beam and the miner Mark II, which will allow us to, finally increase our production, and then hypertubes and obviously logistics. This is a big one, but we need a bunch of steel stuff, so that's why I'm doing the way that I'm doing here. All right, well, please hit that like button if you've been enjoying the series so far, and comment down below if you've got something to say, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I will see you next time.